So today we're going to discuss how ImpulseSync storage kind of functions and how it can be used to assist in different migration projects. So first, let's cover the basics of ImpulseSync storage and its rules. ImpulseSync has two main categories of storage. The first being temporary storage, where it exists only for a limited amount of time. The second being permanent storage, where you can store data into ImpulseSync and be able to make use of it later down the line until you decide to remove it. So under permanent storage, we'll quickly discuss that. Basically, we have our snapshots first, which is in the time machine where you can actually store jobs into snapshots, saving the data from a system into the snapshot, allowing you to redeliver from a snapshot later in the future with another job. We won't be covering that though here right now. The other bit of permanent storage is just simply on an actual job. So if we were to create a new job and select an endpoint, we'll see the additional option for store content. Now this can be set on every endpoint that you want to store content for. And once it's set and you run a job with the store content option flag configured, the job will run, store the content into permanent storage, and any job that uses permanent storage all shares the same permanent storage, allowing many jobs to save content as necessary and retrieve stored values when it's necessary. This can assist with maybe reducing the number of pipelines or number of jobs required as a prerequisite first, and allow you to possibly save time because you're now using permanent storage. However, our permanent storage does come with additional costs. So let's talk about now the temporary storage and the alternative option here. With temporary storage, the way it works is it lasts as long as a transaction. Now, that could be either a job. When you start a job and you run a transaction, there is the temporary storage for just the single job and its transaction. However, when you want to make use of our storage for manipulators to be able to store values from one content type and retrieve those values for a second content type across multiple jobs, this is where pipelines come in. And what the way temporary storage works for a pipeline is, again, it lasts for as long as the transaction of the pipeline is active. Meaning, we have a pipeline here, and you'll see we have 3 jobs in this pipeline. So this pipeline will run and create temporary storage for all that will last across all 3 jobs. Meaning that when we run this pipeline, we will create temporary storage for our first job, which may store some data, our second job, which may store or retrieve data, and then our third job still can make use of the same temporary storage and make use of any stored data from the previous 2 jobs in this pipeline. So now we'll be able to see some examples in this example of how we can use temporary storage to solve different migration problems.